Hello, everyone. Here I am standing in front of you. As you can see, my name is Valentine Viard, and as you can hear in my accent, I'm French. So I stand in front of you today as a woman, obviously, as an entrepreneur, as we say, I am the founder and the president of Brain Perception, and also as the president of a nonprofit organization called BPW, standing for Business and Professional Women. If I have to describe myself as a quick introduction, I would say that if you insert a very small apostrophe between the I and the M of impossible, you obtain I am possible. And I would say this is one of my mantra, to say that everything actually is possible. And that recalls me, a young boy, telling me when I was a deputy mayor in my city, and we had a big project, and this young boy came to me and he said, well, you know what? Only impossible is impossible. So I'm quoting this young boy today in front of you. And if I had to add something about myself, is that what makes me wake up in the morning with a big smile and strong motivation is the impact I can have on my surrounding, and a clear consciousness that time is short and I want to be in the right place at the right moment. So this is as a quick introduction, and this is as this presidency of BPW France that I've been invited today to talk about common enemies. So this is the theme that was given to me. I have to share with you that at first I was not very inspired, because it's not my posture to be against something. And I'm very much more inspired to be moving towards something. I'm not also very inspired by being against someone, but rather to be collectively engaged with a group and a team willing to achieve something together. So maybe 3 takeaways that I can share with you is that I am more engaged and aligned to collective goals, and that's what raises my interest and my motivation, my engagement. Number 2 is that when I have the desire to do something as a woman or as a person, I very much connect myself to what I want to achieve and who I want to be, in what place, with whom. And actually the how to go there is just a detail. So if I want to do something, if you want to do something, how to do it, how to achieve, it's just a detail. Just go for it. And close to that, takeaway number 3 would be, it's your posture, it's the position that you are elected to, or the place that you take, the power that you embrace, that really gives you the stance to achieve what you want to do. So by being ourselves, by being empowered by whom we believe we are and we want to be, I believe is the right path. So this was my quick introduction, giving an echo to the theme that was given to me today around common enemies. Now, there are 2 stereotypes that I would like to right away share with you. The first one is around politics. I remember a few years ago, I was asked to be part of a list to run for the city where I still live today. And I remember everyone came to me saying, so now, Valentine, you are going into politics. And I said, no, I'm not going into politics. I'm just on a list to be part of the team that runs the city. Then I went to a dictionary and I realized that politics relate to all the affairs related to a city, a state, a country. So was I going into politics even though I was not part of a political party? Yes, I was. Second stereotype that I would like to swipe away is feminism. When I was asked to be president of first BPW Paris and now BPW France, people came to me and said, well, now, Valentine, you're a feminist. And I said, no, I'm not a feminist, right? I don't want to burn my bra in the streets. I love working with men. I'm not a feminist. And then again, I went to the etymology of the word, and I realized that feminism is to defend the rights of women. So am I a feminist? Yes. Today I can stand in front of you and tell you, yes, I am a feminist, because I do care about equality, I'm French, and it's printed on on our coins that we are running for equality. So yes, I am a feminist, and yes, I feel concerned about my city, my state, my country. So I'm also into politics. So two stereotypes, and just to say that maybe one of our common enemy is linguistic, and how in our culture linguistic is driving unconscious associations. And I would like to break a bit around this today. What I wanted to share with you also is that around the personality, just to share with you a bit about my childhood. I've been raised in the Caribbean islands. So my DNA is very much around openness, about being white among people who don't have the same color of skin than me. And actually, when you're 6, it doesn't matter. They're just friends, they're just kids, and you're just playing together and riding the waves. So my DNA is very much around openness. And I was raised in that sense of doing your best, having no regrets, and actually be fair. So not do what you would not like people to do to you. So with that state of mind of doing the right thing and having no regrets and doing your best, I was, I think, well equipped when I lost my dad at the age of 9. So I realized, yes, life is unfair. So if I have a common enemy, it's unfairness. So it's really about smashing open doors, right? To say, I am for justice. Everyone is for justice. What I want to highlight here is that these enemies, it directly connects to our values, but some of our values make us stand up stronger, or kills our motivation, or ask some action from us. So unfairness is definitely one of my common enemies. And actually, I believe that whatever happens to you in life, you don't have the hand on that. However, it's 100% in your hands, how you react and how you take an action or not, how you embrace what happens to you and how you grow with some hard things to go through, and how you decide to run your life. So this was around, our personality, and how our personality is actually making some enemies stronger than others. Also, what I wanted to share with you is that standing in front of you, I've always been in that culture at the time when I was a student and when I started to work. It was very much the culture of working girl culture. So obviously, because my mother raised me alone, I had this model of being financially autonomous, not depending on anyone. When I started my studies, I went to a university, which was a public university, so accessible to everyone. And something I wanted to share with you is that I went to Dauphine, just to name it, and it's the university around finance, around controlling. And I remember that when I took marketing as my BA, people were looking at me, right? And I had marketing and controlling. And I like to do that hub between two worlds, two corporation, two communities. So when I was with the marketing people, they were telling me, oh, how boring that must be to be doing controlling and enterprise finance. And when I was with my finance friends, they told me, you're doing marketing, just this wrapping gift paper that is useless. So maybe is one thing here that a common enemy could be exclusion. So yes, I am against cooperation in corporate approach, in that sense that inclusion is something that drives my motivation much more than exclusion. So after university, I went for a contest and I obtained a scholarship. Just for the story, we were 4 girls, 4 friends, and we came 4 first in the list to go and have a scholarship to study in the US. That was very inclusive because it was not a matter of money. It was a matter of willing to do it, of going for it, and making the difference to be selected and to go for this scholarship. So again, here, I realized that I live in a country where education tends to be almost accessible to everyone. And I believe that inclusion is something strong in my DNA. When I started to work, and all across my career before I raised my own company, I've been very much engaged, very much working every day, just like even being an employee, it was my company. So reacting to make it grow, to contribute, and to be very engaged. By saying this, I can highlight also that I've always been working in male environments. When you come to a level of management, there are not so many women, at least not at the age when I was doing that. I also had the opportunity to work in very, very male environments, just like the Mines de Rungis, the Marché d'Intérêt National, which is a wholesale number of companies, so very male-oriented. And actually being a woman was quite an advantage. I was respected, I was skilled, I knew how to run the business, and people were coming to me. So I would say I didn't feel that being a woman was an obstacle. But now with saying this, I want to say that when I quit this environment and I went into larger organizations, those where, it's billions of revenue and it's hundreds of thousands of people, then you realize that being a woman can be a glass ceiling, because people ask you if you want to have children, people ask you if it's going to be okay to travel if you have kids. And I didn't see any problem around this, right? When you have kids, actually you're having kids with a husband, so he can keep the kids and he can travel. So that was never an obstacle. And I always went through it, even though I could realize at that time that being a woman could be a showstopper in some situations. But again, back to a first point, your stance, your posture, being able to express what you want to do and how you want to achieve it, makes it finally possible. So what made me go from one company to another was avoiding some male managers. So that was potentially a common enemy, but also because it was I was given the answer that what I wanted to do was too early, or I was told, oh yeah, it's a good idea, but let's do it later on. So I was quite in a hurry, again, conscious of that time and that impact that I wanted to have. So I always quit to go for something else. So again, those opportunities, it was more inspiring in terms of going towards rather than quitting something. And now that brings me to potentially another common enemy, which is this attitude of some people who make you feel that they are above you because of your gender, above you because they have a position or a higher title. And it's true that that's something that really motivated me to raise my company, because I wanted to bring agility. I wanted to bring something different. And as I have the habit to say, if you add blue with blue, you only obtain blue. So if you have male running a company with males, well, actually, you only get colors of blue, but it's always blue. If you add some women in that, and let's say women are yellow at random, then you have blue and yellow. But all of a sudden, if you collaborate, you also have greens. So this is something that I have put as a motivation for me to go and try to run this agility, to run this collaborative attitude, and actually go to not feel above or underneath, but feel equal. And that's one of the basic values of agility in the Agility Manifesto. So to give a link around those things that have pushed me, that's why I have been engaged into my city as a deputy mayor for 6 years, called as a quota woman, because actually at that time they needed 50% of females on their list. So without those quota, I would never have been going into politics. So that was great. And the mayor at the time was a 60-year-old man, and I was 40, I was female. And it was really interesting to see how I was going into equal to equal position, but culturally, it was hard for the mayor in front of me to accept this. So we had some, not say fight, but strong discussions, and he trusted me. So we run really fantastic projects together. So something was impacted there, and this is exactly how I want to be in the right place. Then when I was asked to run BPW, Business and Professional Women, for Paris and then for France, the intention I had was to show that it's great to be boldness enough to dare express what you want, to dare express your perspective, and to be listened to for that. So if people tell you not to go in this direction, or this is not what you should do as a woman, I want to say, is it what you want to do as a person, just as a human being in your surrounding? So potentially as a conclusion, what I want to say is be what you want to be. Don't be what people expect you to be. Don't be what people allow you to be, or tell you to be. Just go and run for what makes you wake up in the morning. Ask yourself, where is your strong internal motivation? Might you be a woman or a man? It doesn't make any difference. You are a person. And maybe as a wrap up, I could say that a common enemy might be, again, a linguistic around power. Power is not a bad word. Power is how you get to a position that allows you to do something, to engage some people. And I want to quote Agnès Bricard, who is our past president for BPW France. And she always tells me, the suit makes the woman. The function makes the woman. So anytime you take a first challenge or a first position, do you know how to do it? Well, not yet. But the fact to be in this position will give you the opportunity to grow and to raise. So again, if the exercise of power still holds some negative associations, if potentially it's seen as incompatible with traditional values around being a woman, when again, smash that away and just be yourself. And as a conclusion, which 1 + 1 = 17, it's an equation of mine. It was in the title of this TED today. And it stands here for me as my definition of collective intelligence. So what do I put behind these numbers is like, I am one. I'm doing fantastic things alone. I don't need anybody. And anyone I would partner with or collaborate with is a standing person in the same position. We are equal, and this person is also doing fantastic things standalone. If we decide to do things together, we're not complementary. We are supplementary. And what I like to say is that besides everything I've been told and I've been learning at school, 1 + 1 can equal much more than 3. And I've chosen 17 because it's a number that you can't divide it. Or if you divide it, you have to split something. So again, this 17 that we obtain by mobilizing collective intelligence, it's something that belongs to me and belongs to everyone who has been part of this collaboration. So this is something I wanted to let you go away. Run for the 17, don't go for the 3. Hang on this rising star, hang on this shining star high in the sky about what is your vision, where you want to go, and remember how to do it as just a detail. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. Merci. Thank you for the opportunity. And I would be delighted to have your experience return, your Rex on such sharing with you today, because this is by sharing also that we all grow. Thank you so much.